Obviously a big win. Pretty a high-level NBA game. The first half. To see offense like that and shot making like that from both teams. I know we certainly didn't expect it to be like that, 71-67 at half. And I think a credit to our players for finding a way to pick up our defense, find a way to get some stops. I think holding them to a 20-point third quarter and a 16-point fourth quarter. After that first half, it was a heck of a defensive effort. Paul Millsap obviously with a monster game. He was special. I think other guys stepped up down the stretch. They're very good. So to beat them in a game like this at home, it's a good test for us. So we just got to keep building.
There had to be something different between a 71-point first half and a 36-point second half.
We'll start inviting you into our halftime so you know what we do differently. Sometimes there's subtle changes, or there's some every team does different things in pick and rolls, and you try and have a few things that you can use, and but to be honest with you, we looked at some clips at halftime, and there were some just basic breakdowns, and then there was some amazing shot making, and I think we just thought that if we could reduce our mistakes and not give them some of those open looks and some of those opportunities. If they're making tough shots, then you kind of tip your hat to them. But there were some just basic fundamental mistakes for sure on our end. I'm sure Coach Stevens going to look at the tape and feel similarly. That's how games are. You want to be the team that makes the least number of mistakes.
You mentioned Paul, but he just seemed to carry you, especially in the third quarter with 13 points. Just something different about him, or?
I think. Just overall, it was I think a pretty special game by him, and I think that third quarter we went down 12. I think he came out and had a 2-point bucket, from the corner in front of our bench. Kyle hits a 3, and then Paul hits the trail 3. Goes from 12 to 4 right back, and we rode him pretty long in the third quarter. I thought on the boards he was great. His hands, his activity, it's just a great all-around game by Paul.
Coach, talk about keeping this momentum as you now go on the road to close out the season.
Yeah, no, we want to continue to improve and get better and build off of the way we've been playing. I think the group is confident, so we'll get on the plane tomorrow, go to Cleveland, and just look to get better. And they're obviously a good team that tests you in a lot of ways. We just had them, so it'll be fresh. And we'd love to keep some momentum and keep playing well.
Coach, baseball goes from game-time decision to during their leading team scoring with 21 points, falling out of having 5-point sequence. What was he able to do so well tonight?
I just thought, similar. He had a good overall game. I thought he mixed in driving the ball with shooting the ball. I thought he, made a big pass on the drive late to Paul for the layup, and he just had a good overall game. I thought his defense, his activity was good. So that's impressive for him to come off the knee, and we weren't sure whether he'd be able to go or not. So we'll just keep an eye on his knee, make sure he's good going into the playoffs.
Coach, for much of the season, guys like Hardaway Jr., Schroeder, Mike Scott, they performed really well in net rating. Those numbers have kind of fallen off recently. What concerns do you have regarding the bench leading into the playoffs?
Well, they're important. There's always like a little bit of a games flip, and there's times when starters struggle a little bit, and the bench has carried us, and the starters have been playing well, and so as long as we have groups that are playing well and we're getting positive play. I thought Dennis was great. I don't know what his plus minus was, but I thought Dennis had a huge game, and he hasn't had a couple of good ones, so it's those things happen, and we'll keep pushing the bench.
Coach, that crazy twisting layup that Dennis hit, or that Teague hit with Jay Crowder draped all over him in the fourth quarter, what did you see on that play?
Well, I think it started with a great kind of instinctual play on the defensive end. Jeff kind of dove in there and created a steal, or got the steal at half court, and then pushed it and kind of hesitated a little bit and got Crowder on his hip or on his backside and was able to finish it. It was a big play. I think it was a 4-point game when he did that, and so it starts with his activity on the defensive end, and a heck of a finish on the other end. All right, thanks.
I didn't ask you about